Thank you.
A brand new high school graduate beams, and so does his friend, who's still a junior in high school. It's one of those celebrations that take place all across America. But for these two boys from Camden, it is also a measure of how hard some kids have to work to hold on to dreams against the odds. For more than 10 years now, we've been following their lives. We'll start with that high school junior, Ivan Stevens. When we first met Ivan, he was 4 years old, and he was homeless. He and his mother Precious and little brother sometimes spent whole days in a park, at night sleeping on one chair in an illegal boarding house.
I go to sleep like this.
The landlord had padlocked the refrigerator.
My heart is gonna be sad. I want my own room, and I'm never gonna get it.
He was living in a city labeled the most dangerous city in America, and also one of the poorest. Outside his window, drug dealers hustling, nightly gunshots.
Sometimes they'll shoot when I sleep. I put the pillow over my head because it'd be too loud.
But his mother wanted to make sure, even though they had no permanent place to live, her little boy got to go to school. So she puts on his one school shirt and sends him to public kindergarten. There's no breakfast at home that morning.
I want to go to school so bad. I want to read.
A school administrator sat down with him to ask him to name the 3 meals you eat every day. Ivan was stumped.
When do we eat? In the daytime. Morning. What's the next time?
We eat collard green.
Lunch.
Lunch.
And then what do we do before we go to bed?
Huh? Dinner.
Right?
Just a little boy who told us he hoped Superman would come and help him. And then all of a sudden, when millions of you watched him on 2020 and Nightline, you suddenly flew in to help. It was your generosity 10 years ago that created a trust fund for Ivan's education and housing. That room he could finally have in his life.
Mommy, this your room?
He was also given a chance to go to a private Christian school in Camden called Urban Promise. And as he headed off to the 1st grade, finally, he got his wish to learn to read.
I love my toy.
And it was at that same school we also met a little boy named Kareem Council. And Kareem is the young man you saw graduating all these years later. He knew the biggest worry for a lot of America's kids is falling off their bikes, but not for a kid in Camden.
What do you worry about growing up?
That I don't want to die when I'm a teenager.
And even though his mother worked 3 jobs to pay the bills for food, for housing, money was short. But Kareem couldn't believe his luck at the food they served at school on holidays.
We have corn on the cob, chicken with barbecue sauce, chicken with hot sauce, and just plain chicken. And we have red rice, yellow rice, and white rice.
His dreams? Kareem was going for the full-out fairy tale.
Paint my house gold.
You would paint your house gold.
Then I'll paint myself gold. My parents, then my brother.
You'd be a very funny-looking family.
And once again, you, our viewers, showed up to help, sending him some money for school. And as the years went by, we stayed in touch with our little friends. And they showed us how a city filled with violence can also be a city filled with powerful striving.
Happy birthday!
Ivan studied so hard, his history books, his Bible. And even when the mother who was his champion, who had cheered him on, died of kidney cancer at the age of 37 just 10 weeks ago, Ivan made sure he never missed a day of school.
If you believe, she will lead you. She will lead you down that right path.
And tonight, this is Ivan. Working his summer job, he learned how to steer a canoe and now gives canoe trips on the Camden River.
I always never thought I would be experience this kind of nature, and I love it. My mom, she's a nature girl, I would like to say. Then she told me to go for whatever opportunity I have.
And he wants everyone watching to know he is still determined to do everything he can to succeed.
I would like to learn engage in better communication skills. I hope to also get more muscles this summer.
And tonight, Kareem, that high school graduate, well, over the years, we watched him become student council president, keeping up his grades even while he worked up to 40 hours a week at a sneakers store, saving money for the chance of college.
Hello, how you doing today, sir?
We'll tell you what happened to Kareem later. And if you travel through Camden tonight, there are so many people trying to make the city safer. The number of murders is the lowest in 25 years, but it's still one of the most dangerous cities. There are now double the number of police on the streets. But 2 officers were shot there this week. And it is also still one of the poorest cities in this country.
No child is born wanting to be a drug dealer.
So many community leaders and residents pleading for jobs to come to Camden to give their kids an alternative to illegal drugs and all that money.
Our citizens need jobs.
It's hard to resist something that's easy. If you live on a drug block, you wake up, go to work, you come home, at the end of the week, you get a $500 paycheck, and then a guy standing outside on your block just made $2,000 in 2 hours.
One young man holding on to his strength is Josh, who was one of the little boys we met 10 years ago. His life now is working in construction in houses like these, just 10 minutes from Camden. Houses where some people can casually spend hundreds of dollars on faucets.
Everything is custom.
Josh started college, but he had to drop out to take care of his 7-year-old son, Jaden. And he hopes Jaden can make it all the way.
I write songs so I can be a rapper when I grow up. We live in Camden. Don't catch us slipping up. Don't catch us slipping up. Look how we keep it up.
People give up and they give in. You just can't give up.
We tracked down another young man we met, a classically trained pianist.
Financial, that's the hardest thing for me. Because I don't have nobody to help me.
Wade graduated from college but has $75,000 of student debt.
I'm sleeping on a little cot for right now.
He's been traveling hours and hours to work 2 jobs. And what about the little girl who was so luminous, so intelligent? Her name was Alicia. She was studying hard, and then when other kids went out to play, she went home to take care of her diabetic grandmother.
One song? Mm-hmm. Okay. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine.
Today, this is Alicia, who is still the full-time caregiver for her grandmother. She started college but had to drop out after she got pregnant, now expecting her 2nd child. She works 25 hours a week at a pizza store trying to pay for online college. Not to mention her $20,000 in debt. She still wants to believe that even in Camden, if you're caught in an undertow, you can find a way out.
I didn't necessarily finish college. Hold on, I'm sorry. It didn't really bother me because everyone gets setback. And stuff happens, life happens, and it doesn't matter as long as you get back on the right track.
Does she remember that song?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, I can't.
And so here they are, all the kids fighting their way through a decade of hope and reality, and then trying to regain hope again. Which takes us back to that graduation ceremony you saw at the beginning of this piece.
Kareem Council.
Kareem Council has graduated from high school and tonight has been accepted by Rutgers University. 4 years of college and he'll get some help with financial aid, though he still has to find a way to come up with the $2,000 a year to cover the tuition cost. He says he'll keep working at that shoe store while trying to start his new life, while the mom, who worked 3 jobs to help him make it to this moment, sits in the audience as he mouths to her, "This one's for you."
I'm honored to have a son that's 18 and still alive in the city of Camden. Definitely, yes. Yes. Yes, we're here celebrating his graduation and not mourning him.
Is you too, Mom?
No.
It was Kareem who sent us off 10 years ago with a little prayer we never forgot.
Now lay me down to sleep. And God, we thank you for this beautiful day, and we bless you a better one tomorrow. Amen.
You can find out more about those Camden kids at abcnews.com.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.